the chat. I don't know, it doesn't show me your username or who you are, but I'm grateful you're here. I'm guessing you probably know how this goes down, but I'll just give you a little rundown anyway. And that is, I'll do poses, gesture poses essentially, and you can sketch them. I'll do them for like 90 seconds. Or you can screenshot them if you like them and you want to work on them longer. You can also request a pose at any time and I will do it to help bring your artistic visions to life. And that's about it. I'll give you a countdown when I'm about to break. So let's get started. And yeah, and I was talking to my boyfriend about some African history, and so he might educate us all in the background.
I don't know enough to give a proper lesson on it, but I know that Rhodesia was like, had like a all-white government, and like South Africa, but something happened in South Africa where like the white people gave up power.
This is the pose.
Voluntarily.
Okay.
But in Rhodesia, they said, no, we're going to stay in power, and then a war started, and it was basically like this small white minority defending themselves on all sides. And
what do you mean on all sides? Defending themselves?
Like just defending themselves, like with military strength.
Mm.
And the UK refused to help them. And they fought. There was a long period of time where they just defended themselves against like attackers, and then for some reason, I think it's not like they were defeated, but they just decided like, okay, it's not worth this to just be like a nation fighting against the world. Like UK refused to help them and condemned them, and they were literally a small group of people just on their own in Africa while a bunch of Africans were fighting them.
Sorry, the heater was really hot. I'm back now.
And so they were like, well, okay, let's not do this anymore. But a lot of Rhodesians stayed.
Yeah, well, he must.
This guy, he was born there, and like his parents were also born there, and he's clearly Rhodesian.
Yeah, well, as far as I understood, he was, but I felt really bad because even though I had lived in Senegal, I honestly didn't have anything. Normally I can connect to someone about something African in some way, but it's funny, everyone would be like, oh, where are you from? And he'd say Zimbabwe, and then they'd just be like, what? Oh, and then no one would ask him any more questions because no one knew anything. No, even I didn't know how to connect, and the whole time I spent...
You should just probe, like, been like, oh, what's that like?
Yeah, but I didn't want to come off like, I don't know, I guess I didn't want to come off in a weird way, but we'll find him next time.
Yeah, I hope so.
His name's Harry, so...
Harry!
Yeah, so,
Harry's a bloody mate.
Gregory and I, there's this thing called Erasmus, which is basically like the European study abroad. And Gregory and I are sick of not having friends here in Barcelona, so we've been attending more of their events today. And we just got back from kind of a beach day with everyone, and we were talking about all the different people from all the different countries we had met, and one of them was a man from Zimbabwe, and so...
What if we made our shadows kiss? When you're done with that pose.
This heater, can you put the heater on the ground, please? Or turn it down to 400 watts instead of 8,000?
8,000.
800, whatever it is. Thank you.
Is this okay?
Yeah, you can put it back on the dais.
You sure?
Yeah, I was just burning my leg. Okay. That's a note for all models. If the heater's burning you alive, you're allowed to tell someone so they can help you. You don't have to sit through the horror of the pose being melted.
The models at BA always end up with these red patches on their skin from the heaters.
Because they never tell anyone?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's good. Like, this is probably making my skin red, but it feels good. Okay.
Oh, it's making it red.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to break pose in...
Oh, wait, no, that's just the light.
3, 2, 1. Gregory's popping in for a second. Oh, we've got 4 people in here. That's wonderful. I'm feeling really tired, so we might do just like a series of seated poses today. I mean, I'll do whatever you want, but if I'm directing, we're doing seated stuff. So this is the second pose, and I will check the chat after that. Thanks to those who came. 4 is a good amount of artists. I mean, for YouTube, for transitioning to this platform, that's good for us to get started. So I was under the assumption that Erasmus was typically undergraduate European students on study abroad. And I didn't know that any young professional essentially could attend their event. And they host so many, and so it's been a really great way for us to get out into the city. We went to a bar for a little tournament earlier this week. We went out dancing last night for free. We went to the beach today. So yeah, it feels really good to just have more of a life here, because so far our life has been pretty much school and inside our apartment and nothing else.
Do you know where my phone is?
Your phone's upstairs charging.
Oh. Thanks.
So now we're just busy little social butterflies.
We're gonna make even more friends tomorrow.
Why?
We're going horse riding.
Yeah, with only a few people, and they're probably all adult women.
It's okay.
But that's true, we are going horseback riding tomorrow, which is something I've been dying to do since we got to Barcelona. So we found a woman who will basically shuttle 4 people out in her car, and she'll provide the horses, and you can just ride for a few hours in the mountains. And it's not like a beginner's trail ride, you have to know horses to be able to do it. And I'm really excited because when I've traveled, I mean, I've ridden all my life, but when I've traveled, I've done those guided trail rides. And it's always great to be on a horse. I will never complain being on horseback because it's my favorite place in the world to be. However, if you've been riding for as long as I have and have as much training, it can be a little boring to just walk the whole time and have people have no idea how to control their horse. So I'm excited. This will be my first one ever that's like, we get to canter and gallop, maybe. I mean, I honestly don't believe it when people say they gallop. It's like, no, you probably just canter really fast. I don't think you gallop. But that's what she said, so we'll see. So a busy weekend for us, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know a lot about history in Zimbabwe. I lived in Senegal, and my brother is in Tanzania right now. He's doing his like 30th birthday trip on a big safari. He's a travel vlogger named World Nomac, if you don't already follow him, or if you didn't know we were siblings. Sometimes some of my followers on my modeling account are like, oh my gosh, I just figured out that both of you are related. So that's always fun when that happens. Because he's a pretty big name in terms of the travel vlogger industry. Okay, I'm gonna break pose in 3, 2, 1. I had my first, or my only, I guess, meeting. I hope you're well. Find you through the marathon that's happening on the 14th. Awesome. Yeah, I was just about to talk about the marathon. Well, welcome. These are my 4 times a week posing sessions, so you're gonna get, I don't know why I want to do seated today. But you're gonna get to see a lot of me if you attend these, plus the Okay, this is the pose. If you attend the modeling sessions, so basically I'm gonna do a clothed 30-minute session in that Valentine's Day marathon. I have 30 minutes, I'm gonna do portraits essentially, and so I'll be wearing like a corset, and I'll do a 5-minute portrait, a 10-minute portrait, and a 15-minute portrait. I know some models are doing like full-on performances. I'm taking a little more of a tranquil route in mine, but I'm looking forward to it. I met with the model that's in charge of it, Validian, yesterday, and she was super kind. I've never modeled with her before, and I know she does a lot of online sessions. And I just think it'll attract a lot of artists. It's cool though. I wonder how many artists actually like draw for 8 hours. That would be crazy. So if you weren't here when we started, I know there was only one artist, but you can request any pose that you'd like while I do these live stream sessions. So if you have an idea that you need to come true, just tell me. I'm glad that the Valentine's Day Marathon is giving me, and everyone, more opportunities to connect with new artists. I've discovered that because I started offering my pose references on TikTok and then moved to Instagram, my audience tends to be young artists, a lot of students who are using my poses to apply to art school, which is really, really cool, and that's great because it's a demographic I don't really reach in person, normally because life drawing is so expensive and youths don't have excess money or, funds to spend. So that's been really cool, but then I realized that there's a lot of established life models on Instagram already, and they seem to have kind of the audience of older, established, professional artists. And I love everyone, but I haven't really gotten to know many, so I am excited to reach you and make some art together. There was volleyball today happening at that international student event, and let me just tell you, I am not someone who plays sports with balls. I always get hit in the head. It was a miracle today I did not get hit in the head, just all over the body many other times. But they were playing volleyball. I kind of stayed on the side and chatted with people. Met people from Germany, the Netherlands, oh God, everywhere. Now I have to think about it all. Sweden, Lithuania. Found another fellow American, which was nice. It's always good to hear someone who's got the same accent as you, Ecuador. Okay, I'm gonna break pose. In 3, 2, 1. I also just realized that all of these lives are put as, sorry. My hair's kind of big if I do it that way. You can't see my face. Okay. This is a pose. It's put on my YouTube as an actual video afterwards, so I guess if you want to work on a pose longer, you can just go watch the YouTube video, skip to the part you want, and you'd have that pose essentially for eternity because you can just pause it. As I've been living in Barcelona and learning Spanish, and then also speaking to the Ecuadorian today, it's interesting how, in some regard, you can say that Spain Spanish is the more pure form of the language because Latin America and South America has such an American and English influence on their language now, you know? So today when I was talking to the Ecuadorian, he used the word jungalo, or jungalo. And I was like, what the hell is a jungalo? And he meant jungle, and the word jungle is actually selva. And so he was just saying now it's part of their language, jungalo, because jungle. And it's similar with other words like comprobar is like to check, to review something. And in Latin America, they just say chequear, like, because they took the word check in English and turned it into a Spanish verb, you know? So it's interesting that, like, if I don't know what I'm saying in Spanish and I kind of make up a word, it's probably a valid word in South America. But here, I'm like learning all the formal tenses, I'm learning all 6 of the pronouns, I'm learning a type of past tense that they don't even use. Like, they read it and they know it in South America, but they never ever would speak it verbally. So it's been interesting to discover, I don't want to say impurities, because I don't want to make it sound like Spanish from Latin America is any less valid, but how the language has changed with influence from America, because clearly the Spain Spanish has not changed so much with like British influence or anything else, you know. I love language so much. I think it's so cool. I wish I could be learning another one other than Spanish right now. But I truly believe I need to live in a country that is speaking that language before I can even begin to learn it. I can't learn it if I'm removed from everyday life and culture, you know? Also, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube, you should subscribe so you can get notifications about when I schedule my lives and when I'm going live, because sometimes you don't see my Instagram or TikTok stories in enough time and then you don't get to attend. So be sure to subscribe so we can stay in communication. But also just know that I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna break pose in 3, 2, 1. I think I should stop lying and say I'm holding these poses for 90 seconds because it's clear that I just hold them for longer than that. Okay, reminder, you can do a pose request whenever you want. Sorry we're doing seated today, it's just, you know, What's happening? I don't know if you can see my fingers. Okay, I think this is the pose. Just gonna check. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm trying to keep my whole body in frame, but if you're not even drawing my whole body, you can tell me and I'll bring it up to some sort of portrait level, waist level. We could also vary the lighting as well if you'd like. Surrounding the dais, I just have tons and tons of clay because I bought my boyfriend, I think 5 packs of 12.5 kilograms of clay, and that's a lot. So it's just kind of surrounding the dais everywhere. But now he's into digital sculpting, so I don't know when he's going to use it. I purposely do these poses that are kind of hunched, but then while I do them, I can't help but think, oh my gosh, I need to improve my posture. But this was intentional. Wow, I think this is the longest time I've ever been silent on a live. Yeah, I'm really tired. Gregory and I, my partner, we're not really late night people. And so we had a late night, and then I got up and went to the gym, and then I came home, and then we went to the beach and we're out in the sun all day. But I guess I have to think about how lucky we are that it's the beginning of February and we spent the day on a beach. He didn't even have a shirt on. That's how warm it was. That's crazy. I will be breaking pose in 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking about ways I can like utilize these videos, and I'm thinking I could literally make pose reference videos with these poses I'm doing in here. Is it possible to do a profile portrait pose? Yes. Barcelona is a very beautiful city. The 23rd of April, it's St. Jordi Day. The ambience is incredible. Would you like to visit other places in Spain? All right, I'm gonna bring this closer and then I will talk about that so we can do a little side profile portrait. The side profile portrait is actually what I'm gonna be doing in that Valentine's Day draw. So, I wanna get some sort of interesting before I do the side profile. Sorry, it takes me a second to find. I always say when I'm on these lives that because I can see myself in the camera, I'm a lot more self-conscious of how I pose versus like having 5 seconds in between poses and just doing something and making it work. Here I'm always trying to, I don't know, make it picture perfect. Okay. All right, this is the pose. Yeah, so would I like to visit other places in Spain? I lived in Madrid a few years ago, or a small town outside of Madrid. I was an au pair after my freshman year of college. So that's when I did a lot of traveling because Madrid is so much more central in the country, so you can get to a lot of places. So I went south, I did Andalusia, and I did Sevilla, of course, Granada, I did, starts with a C, I can't remember it right now. It'll come to me. I did Barcelona, I did Bilbao, which is my favorite part of the country. And then I did some stuff closer to Madrid as well, and the names of, and like Toledo and stuff. I never made it to Valencia, and I never made it to anywhere in Galicia. So I'd really like to go there. I'd also like to go to Zaragoza, and that's not really far from us. So that'd be cool. And then more just in like the San Sebastian area, because I love rainy climates. And I just think Bilbao is so special. And I know San Sebastian is even more beautiful because it's mountainous and isn't as much of a city. So yeah, I'd love to travel. The problem is, I mean, my partner and I, we moved here and we didn't have our visas yet. We were waiting on the US government, then we were waiting on the Spanish government, and now we've been here for 5 months and we still don't have them. So at this point, it's illegal for us to leave the country, because if we leave the country, we can't come back in. So that's like, oh, great, then just travel within Spain. But it's been such a process to relocate ourselves here and try to become legal that we're pretty low on funds, right? Because he's here studying, so he has not a cent of income. And since I don't have documents, I can't work, so I'm relying solely on my TikTok and Instagram and YouTube to try and give me an income, and I'm not getting much, which is really sad. I appreciate those of you who are here and are patrons, but yeah, it's been a struggle. So we don't have a ton of money, and it's hard to say because everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's so cheap and easy to travel in Europe, you know, so you have to do it. It costs nothing, but it's like, we don't really have anything either. Not to complain, you know, but I mean, if I'm being honest, we haven't had the opportunity to really leave Barcelona yet, and we've already been here 5 months. But anyway, I guess you didn't ask for all that information. So would I like to go to other places in Barcelona? Yes, I would. My family is visiting my brother who lives in Lisbon, Portugal. in March, and so I think Gregory and I are gonna risk it and take a bus to Lisbon to stay with them and hopefully not get our passport checked at the border because we'd be in trouble then, but that's okay. And I'll be quiet now so you can draw my lips if you haven't already. I think my biggest fault as a model is I get so relaxed that I start yawning a lot. Not even because I'm tired, I'm just so chill. And then I have a chronic yawning problem. Okay, I'm gonna break pose in 3, 2, 1. Cool. My hair is crazy. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Maybe we do another while we're here. Something, oh, maybe I should get my ribs. Give my ribs a chance. I'll zoom just a little bit. Okay, I'll see how long I can kind of suck my ribs for, but I'm gonna do one more side profile in the same area. I was just thinking of how cool of a pose this would be if I did it for the Valentine's Day marathon, but I just remembered I'll be wearing a corset, so you wouldn't be able to see my ribs, which means this pose would lose all of its meaning and purpose. like the way the shadows are hitting my ribs right now. I look like a zebra. Okay, I will be breaking pose in 3, 2, 1. Hopefully that was interesting. I saw a couple comments. I'm gonna peek at those. Hi, thank you so much for your time. You're welcome. What nice words about the Basque Country. Yeah, I love the Basque Country. I love these live shows because I always say that I miss drawing classes at University with a live model. Yeah, I'm glad that these fulfill your need. This is the closest I can get to reliving classroom practice. Yeah, I hope it's, I mean, I'm glad you find it useful. I know it's, can be hard, but I thank you for your kind words and for your attendance. Okay, we're gonna do one like this. Sorry you can't see my legs, but I think I'd rather have something closer so you can see my back. Okay. I don't think you can see my head if I turn it to the left. So you're just getting everything to this side today. This is the pose. Honestly, these live streams are just as much for the artists as they are for me because, like I was saying, it's very hard for me to find work in Spain. Even as a model, most of the models are contracted, so I'm not modeling in person. And I'm trying so hard to put out all this modeling content to educate models, to get more models to do this thing. But I can't practice what I preach, you know? And I'm not gonna sit here and practice posing if I don't have an artist holding me accountable, right? Like, it just feels really purposeless. So this kind of keeps me in my trade. It allows me to practice, see what my body's capable of, and also just create a community. Because similar also to what I was saying about Gregory and I not having had many friends since we moved here, and now exploring and doing that international student stuff. Before that, this was my way to connect with people, you know? It was the only thing that I really had, because it was like, I don't know, it was just a communication. And it was live, so it felt very real and intimate. Because or else the only other person I have to talk to is my boyfriend, and I love him very much, but we're together 20 hours a day at least, every single day, you know? It's important to have separate lives and separate interests. Yeah, I love País Vasco, the Basque Country. It's so amazing there. Although the only thing is the language, Vasco, is so crazy. Or what do they call it? Or themselves, Escoltera or something? I don't even know. But there's this really popular song in Spain right now that they play in the clubs. It's called Mon Amour or something. I think that's Italian, I believe. But it's a Spanish song. And the concept of the song is like this couple's so in love, they say it in a bunch of different languages, like French and Italian, but they also say it in Basque. And oh my god, it's just a collection of letters. It's like Gogizit Zaitut, which sounds German, even though it's literally Spanish. Well, from Spain, I guess, you know. Everyone who's here should tell me if they prefer me having the camera closer and doing shots like these that aren't necessarily just a portrait, but I know that having the camera try to capture my full figure can be really hard and probably prevent you from seeing detail. So do you like it more when I cut off parts of my body so you can see everything more closely? Or would you just rather have the full figure? I always wonder what these live sessions also feel like to everyone who's attending. I mean, I guess you're just drawing, and I'm just here rambling away about nothing of importance. But I'm posing and in my house, and it feels natural, but it's probably kind of, I don't know, it could be strange to an outsider, I guess, you know? Okay, I'm gonna break pose in 3, 2, 1. I hope that was interesting. Oh, we've got 8 people now. Welcome, everyone. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna catch up on these. Will this live be saved on your channel? Yes, all of them should automatically post after I'm done. They might take like a day or so because they come from my phone, and I think you have to leave the thing open for it to process and everything, but it does eventually get there. Do you think you could try something with more dramatic lighting? Yes, I can. Euskera is the language, and yeah, I know, it's difficult if you don't study it from a young age, yeah. Can we make finished pieces of your poses? Yes, you can literally do whatever you want with the poses. They are yours. They are yours, yours, yours. And if you have a pose request, I will do it to help your dreams come true. enjoying the closer poses. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing those, and I'm gonna take one of my lights out so we can do like Rembrandt-esque lighting. I think I'm gonna take my smaller one out, and that was my bigger one, but actually, maybe this works. What pose do I want to do is the question. Something. Okay, we'll see how long I can hold this for. I'm trying to simplify this hand for you. Okay. I really like this lighting. I didn't use it in my videos for a long time because it cast really strong shadows in the background and they really bothered me, but I don't know, they probably shouldn't have, because the shadows on the figure simply look so nice. Oh, is this sad? I'm this sleepy on a Saturday night. It's only 7:45-ish for me. Yeah, more about País Vasco. I promised myself when I lived in Madrid that if I ever came and lived in Spain again, that's where I would live. But I'm in Barcelona, so, you know, life takes you all over. Not quite where you think you're gonna be. All right, I'm gonna break pose in 3, 2, I popped on that one. Okay, I know I saw some comments come in. Enjoying the closer pose. Thanks for the poses. You're welcome. Pose Liz like you're dreaming. I would love you to if you like it. Like I'm dreaming. When I dream, I just like. Dreaming. I would probably be. Kind of up here. I don't know if that's. I don't know if you're looking for something more active, but I'm gonna put my feet in. That'd kind of be like this, I think. So we'll go for this. Sorry. Oh my gosh, my feet look so much bigger in the camera. Sorry. We'll do one like this and then I'll do one more upright, okay? Thanks everyone for being so active in the comments section. I just really appreciate that. Talking and getting requests. It makes this time go by quickly and it's just really nice to have the dialogue together. The numbers in the amount of people attending keep changing, going up and down. So I wonder if it's the system or if people are just exiting and entering. And if it's the same person or if there's new people coming in all the time. Okay, I'm gonna break pose in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and I will do one more that, like, I'll look up, I guess, as if I'm thinking up into the sky. I can feel that the heater is not reaching me in this position, so I'm starting to get goosebumps. I recently learned, because geese aren't really that common in Spain, instead of goosebumps, they say piel de gallina, de la gallina, del gallo, I don't remember. But anyway, it's chicken skin. So that's funny. It's all the same. We all know that it feels like a bird's skin. I guess it just depends on what the common bird is in your country. Sometimes when I'm halfway through a pose, I realize I've been holding a muscle, especially in my face, really tight, and I have to relax it, and it completely changes what the pose looks like. But I don't even realize that I'm being tense until a little bit of the way in. Man, I do not know how I'm gonna get through a couple more hours of socializing. That's really draining for me. And I consider this socializing, so it's just been non-stop today. Okay, I'm gonna break pose in 3, 2, 1. Hopefully those were worthwhile to you. Oh look, we're at 60 minutes. Thanks for the poses. You are so welcome. All right, I guess that's all that we're doing for tonight. I'm kind of on to the next thing now. Gotta rush. So I appreciate everyone for coming. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks for finding your way to YouTube. I know it can be a little more out of the way, but I think it actually makes a lot more sense for what we're going for. So I love you all. I will see you Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday of next week. And I'll see you later. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get notifications. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Mwah. Bye-bye. You're so welcome. You can find it on my YouTube as well.